time. My name is Brian, and this is the Center Aisle. Wanted to bring you guys up to date. There's some new happenings, of course, in the Middle East, as there always has been every day. According to Jennifer Griffin, she's reporting that Central Command has disabled 2 more vessels violating blockade in Gulf of Oman. U.S. forces disabled the MT Sea Star 3 and the MT Sebda, May 8th, I'm sure I murdered that, prior to both vessels entering an Iranian port on the Gulf of Oman is in violation of the ongoing U.S. blockade. So Iran, again, trying some funny business here. Again, U.S. forces intercepted unprovoked Iranian attacks, according to U.S. Central Command, and responded with self-defense strikes as U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyers transited the Strait of Hormuz to the Gulf of Oman. So again, Iran thinking that they can mess around with some Arleigh Burke class destroyers and found out otherwise. FATUC's network, I found this kind of interesting. Not that it's never done, but where it's happening at now is interesting, because if everybody remembers, we stopped Operation Freedom guiding ships out safely out of the Strait of Hormuz, and we stopped because other countries over by Oman and Saudi, they were having issues because we weren't doing anything back from when Iran sent missiles and drones over and was striking Qatari and the other countries over there. So they weren't going to let us use their airspace. Well, we had to make another phone call. We got things situated, and they're letting us do that now. And this is part of the ongoing operation, I'm guessing. According to the FATUC's network, a U.S. Air Force E-3 Sentry call sign Andor 53 was spotted over eastern Saudi Arabia near the border of Qatari, with AWACS aircraft provides airborne battle space management and command and control, coordinating operations across a wide area. So they're monitoring the area that's going on around there, probably to help with the red, white, and blue dome that Secretary Hegseth was talking about, possibly eating up that information to make sure everybody stays safe in that area. And here's the unclassified MT Sebda that we blew up from FATUC's network. New footage shows an F-18 Super Hornet disabling 2 oil tankers attempting to break the U.S. blockade and return to Iran. Foolish move. It was the MT Sea Star, and the other one was the Sebda, S-E-B-D-A, MT Sebda. So that's quite a few vessels now that we've put some bullets through to disable them. I don't understand what they think they're going to do to get by all these ships we have out there. I mean, these are Arleigh Burke class destroyers. Maybe they ought to read up on them and find out what kind of weaponry is on these things, because you're not going to get past them. And I can tell you right now, these little Boston Whaler fast mosquito boats that they have, they're not going to do anything to these boats. These boats were built to take bombs. They're not going to hurt them. So as of right now, there's still happenings going on, fighting back and forth. From my understanding, and some of the sources that I've read said this could have went on for upwards of an hour, I guess. Blows back and forth, fighting, shooting back and forth in the Straits of Hormuz. Rapid Response 47 from Shin put out Trump's post on Truth Social, it looks like. Donald J. Trump is stating 3 world-class American destroyers just transited very successfully out of the Strait of Hormuz under fire. There was no damage done to the three destroyers, but great damage done to the Iranian attackers. They were completely destroyed, along with numerous small boats which are being used to take the place of their fully decapitated navy. These boats went up to the bottom of the sea quickly and efficiently. Missiles were shot at our destroyers and were easily knocked down. Likewise, drones came and were incinerated while in the air. They dropped ever so beautifully down on the ocean, very much like a butterfly dropping to its grave. A normal country would have allowed these destroyers to pass, but Iran is not a normal country. They are led by lunatics, and if they had the chance to use a nuclear weapon, they would do it, without question. But they'll never have that opportunity, and just like we knocked them out again today, we'll knock them out a lot harder and a lot more violently in the future if they don't get their deal signed. If they don't get the deal signed fast. Our 3 destroyers, with their wonderful crews, will now rejoin our Navy blockade, which is truly a wall of steel. President Donald J. Trump. I'm glad that Donald Trump is supporting our military. I truly am. I agree with him 100% that you don't mess with our military because they're going to come out on top. What I'm kind of questioning is the fact that we will never see a nuclear weapon in Iran's hands. Now, he may do this while he's there, but down the road, this is going to have to be policed. There's no way around it. Just because we sign a deal today with Donald Trump in office doesn't mean down the road when there's a new president, whoever that may be, and it doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, it's not about that. Iran doesn't care who's in there. If they can go behind the scenes and get this done, they're going to do it just like they did this time. We went in there, or I shouldn't say we, Donald Trump went in there in his first, they went in there and backed out of the JCPOA that President Barack Obama signed, and they started enriching uranium again. They didn't ask to do it. They didn't tell anybody they were doing it. They did it. And they have like 1,000 pounds of 60% enriched uranium now that we have to go in there and get. So for Donald Trump to say they'll never have again, I don't believe that. I don't believe for a second that they're going to comply with inspections. And I think the only way to do this, as I've said before, is there's no way around getting rid of this regime in there unless you put boots on the ground. And I don't want to do that. I would not want to do that. I would not want to be in the president's shoes to make that decision to say, I'm going to send all these families, loved ones in there to fight for the United States of America because this regime is not operating right upstairs. Why they want this nuclear weapon is beyond me. I mean, I understand why they want it because they're a lunatic. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would use it against people. Could you imagine if they don't even have one yet and they're already trying to charge people to come through the Strait of Hormuz? That's international shipping water. Shipping lanes. That they don't run that. Nobody does. That's international. That everybody uses that for free. So if they did that there and somebody didn't want to comply, can you imagine what they would do with that weapon? These Omar and Saudi and Iraq, all these other, they have nothing to do with this war, and yet they're lobbing missiles over there to try and make it look bad on the United States of America. So if they had a nuclear weapon, can you imagine what they would have done already with that? I mean, it may not be reaching the United States, it may not reach Europe, but they do have missiles that can reach Europe now. We've seen that. Diego Garcia was under attack by 2 missiles. One got real close. So just imagine if that had a nuclear warhead on it and that made it over to Europe. So I do not believe that we are going to be able to police this for that long. I don't know that we're going to be able to put the forces over there to be able to do it. I'm not an expert at this. I've never been in the military, number one. Number two, maybe they know something I don't. But I know we've had issues doing it in the past, obviously, because we're back again. We've been doing this for 47 years. At some point, I would think we have to come up with something to get this done and over with, because every time we go over there, we're spending billions of dollars to get this done. And it's just, it's just like they used to mowing the grass, just like they used to call it. Bibi Netanyahu, it's what they used to call it, mowing the grass. So I don't know what we're going to do to fix that. Maybe they have a plan that they have already hashed out. It'd be great if they signed this deal and they actually Iran complied with it. It'd be great to open up the Strait of Hormuz because gas is ridiculous. People don't like it. And I still believe, my opinion, nothing proves it, but still my opinion that Donald Trump wants us over for political beliefs. There's elections coming up. There's midterms coming up. And he's real short of a few votes here for political gain. So, I mean, I hope that's not what he's doing this for. I mean, they've already ended Epic Fury. They said they accomplished all their objectives, and I don't find that the case because we still don't have the enriched uranium. We don't have all their nuclear sites are still up and operating. I mean, they can operate them. They're burying them out. They're already building that big bridge that we bombed. They're already putting that back up. They're almost done, I think. So, I mean, they're undigging all their missiles, their drones. So the only thing they can't get back is their Navy, because that's at the bottom of the sea. So we'll have to wait and see, and all I can do is continue to support President Trump in this. I've done it from day one. I think we should have done this long ago. I just don't know what the end result's going to be, or how we can accomplish doing what he says he's going to do without putting boots on the ground. So with that, if there's any more that comes in, I will come back and I will let everybody know. So until then, that has been your Center Aisle Breakdown.